Toyota has just showed off their $3 million hypercar as they own Le Mans this year, like the third year in a row, and its release could be right around the corner. We'll also talk about the impressive new Kia Sorento and its plethora of powertrains. Also, Asian battery suppliers are feeling the shockwaves from Tesla's battery day, and how much would you guys be willing to spend on a 40th anniversary edition of the Nissan Maxima? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm almost finished with the 2020 Mazda 6 review, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss that and other reviews that I have upcoming, and of course all my breaking news. Over at the Australian press room, GR Supersport makes debut ahead of Toyota's Le Mans victory. So this is the first public dynamic demonstration of Toyota's road-going hypercar. So this is following up the third victory at Le Mans, the TS 050 hybrid, which has just been slaying everyone, which is really the basis of this GR Supersport. Now the hypercar adopts hybrid and all-wheel drive technology from Motorsport. Now there's really no information in here. However, you look at this red, black, and white checkerboard camo pattern. We've seen that before on other GR models. Last time I saw it was on the GR Yaris, and shortly after, the unveil, I guess the availability as well of the GR Yaris was upon us. Same thing with the GR Supra, was in this same sort of camo, this Gazoo Racing camo, and then shortly after that, the Supra was unveiled and ready for production as well. So I think that this is telling us that this car is really, really close to production. And also, I wanted to hit on some of the specs of it a bit, because that article, all that really did was just saying, oh, it's out there, it's just teasing us, but this is more likely what it's going to look like here. I wanted to share with you the specs. So it's going to have a twin-turbo V6 of only 2.4 liters. Now, I've heard rumors of a 2.4 liter twin-turbo V6 making its way into the Lexus lineup. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if they got it from this GR Supersport, but man, that would be incredible if we saw it come down the hatch to regular people's cars. I mean, even though Lexus isn't really a regular person's car, so it's much more attainable though than a $3 million hypercar. Combined power, guys, is 735 kilowatts or 1,000 PS. It could be even more than that. We'll have to wait and see, but this is a tried and true powertrain. This has won 3 years at Le Mans. It's also been in the pole position for 4 years. Very interesting. I can't wait to see what comes down the hatch. And this technology should be able to filter in the Lexus lineup, the Toyota lineup eventually. So it'll be very, very interesting to see. And I'll see you guys in the comments with Toyota's hypercar. Now over at the Kia media page, guys, we got the new Sorento, and I am really digging all of Kia's new product looks. This front end looks a lot like the Kia K5, which looks really, really good. And it almost looks like a Honda Passport from the side as well, which is not a bad thing because I like the Passport. So let's read about it, because the powertrains is the most exciting thing. There's going to be a new X line that gives it a higher inch ground clearance, so almost like their TRD Pro. Now, I'll definitely put the press release down in the description for you guys. You know, I love powertrains, I love talking about them, and here we are, power to choose. So the base engine is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 8-speed automatic transmission, 191 horsepower, and 182 pound-feet of torque. You can get it in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. I'm kind of surprised by that. But yeah, the all-wheel drive system uses torque vectoring and center locking differential. Miles per gallon is 27 miles per gallon. That's pretty decent. Now, we also get the new 2.5 liter turbo engine that we see in pretty much all the lineups. We're going to be seeing it in the new Stinger eventually. I heard it's not going to make its way in the first part of 2021 here in the States for the Stinger, but maybe in the second half. And just about every single Kia and Hyundai product, and Genesis product for that matter. The Genesis G70 is going to have this as the base engine, getting rid of that 2-liter turbo. And that's going to provide us, guys, not only 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, but an 8-speed wet clutch dual automatic. Can't wait to see how that thing shifts around. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for the channel. I will eventually get my hands on one of these things. So you get a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder turbo hybrid with a 44 kilowatt electric motor. Now this comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission, 227 horsepower. It tells you the battery capacity, pretty modest 5 kilowatt hour battery, but it's only available in front wheel drive. Now the miles per gallon is going to be about 37 combined. That is incredible. That is really, really impressive. And you gotta think this thing is gonna be, you know, fighting the brand new Toyota Highlander, and that has the hybrid powertrain as well. Now, what the Highlander doesn't have is a plug-in hybrid. Now, this is going to be available in 2021. It's going to be based off of the same hybrid setup that we see in the front-wheel drive version. It's going to have a little bit more horsepower. It's going to have a larger battery, and if you guys look, it's only 3 kilowatt hours larger battery. And they're saying you're able to get a 30-mile all-electric range, and it's all-wheel drive only. 30-mile electric range on 8 kilowatt hours seems a little fishy to me. And the reason is that the Toyota RAV4 Prime, with its 40 miles or so of plug-in range, has an 18.1 kilowatt battery. This is an 8 kilowatt hour battery. So it makes me wonder if they're just using the entire 8 kilowatt hours and not kind of having a reserve there. So I don't know how well that battery is going to age over time, because that is a lot of range in a small battery. So we will see, and maybe the real world range is much less than that 30, but we'll have to see. But I think it's a very interesting powertrain. Definitely the one I would probably be getting if I was getting a Sorento, but I would be a little cautious on the longevity of that small 8 kilowatt hour battery being forced to provide 30 miles of range. But hey, it's awesome that we're getting a plug-in hybrid. On the Hyundai end of things, at the Hyundai News Center, we get a new Sonata inline, and it just improves the looks of the car. Think of it as just as a sport package, kind of like the Lexus F Sport package or like the TRD package on some of the Toyotas, but I don't think this is gonna have any of the suspension upgrades or anything like that. It's really just a styling package. Speaking of the styling, I'm not a big fan of the Sonata styling with this newest generation. I just can't help but think of a catfish with its little frowny grill, but this inline fixes it. This inline edition of the Sonata fixes the sad face of it. It still looks a little catfishy with the main grille, but it's really cleaned up and made it look a whole lot better, in my opinion, compared to the standard Sonata. So if I was in the market for a Sonata, I would definitely be getting the inline, because I can't deal so much with the looks of the non-inline version. Now, over at Best Car Web, a Japanese scoop site that I refer to all the time, orders stop immediately after release. The real reason why the RAV4 PHV and Honda E was forced to suspend orders. Now, I covered on the RAV4 PHV suspending orders, and this is just for Japan. It's not for the rest of the world. They're just limiting production for the rest of the world, and for Japan for that matter. So what's going on is that they are having a huge battery supply. Panasonic is providing both of the batteries for the PHV, RAV4 and the Honda E, but they're really limiting the production of them in Japan. So they're getting like 10 times the amount of orders than they were expecting for both of these vehicles in Japan. Now, there's two reasons they're reducing, or that they cut off future orders, at least for the time being. Panasonic's battery supply isn't there, and also the incentives are up in the air because they wouldn't be able to fill these orders until next year, and they don't know what the EV credit situation is going to be. So that they kind of put a halt on the amount that they're making and the amount of orders they're taking, so they don't lose too much money on these PHVs or fully electric cars. So very interesting. I'll definitely definitely update you guys once I hear anything about them resuming orders and things like that. Speaking of batteries, Tesla's battery day was interesting. They're claiming that they're reducing battery cost by kind of cutting out the middleman. They're going to be producing their own batteries, and the stocks of all their suppliers went down. CATL went down, Panasonic went down, and then LG Chem went down. So I think Tesla's trying to cut out the middleman and become their own battery supplier. Probably won't happen for the next 3 to 5 years, but they have plans to do that because they don't think their suppliers can keep up with their demand. Best case scenario with the stuff that they showed us yesterday, Teslas would be able to get about 40 to 50% better range with their new batteries that they're making in-house, and could reduce the cost of a new Tesla to $25,000. Now take that with a grain of salt, take that with, hey, that's several years down the line, 3 to 5 years, that's my guess. So we're still a ways out, and that's why Tesla stock went down, because they don't have anything right here, right now. And it will be interesting to see how this all plays out. So definitely subscribe. If you're not, hit the like, guys. If you haven't, hit the like button. You made it this far in the video, make sure to do that. Goodness gracious. Moving on. U.S. production of the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue starts in Tennessee. You know, they get everyone's attention with this cute girl here. But really, it's kind of exciting in the fact for Nissan, because they need to have exciting products. They need to have cars making money for them. The Nissan Rogue sells more for them than any other vehicle, and it's good that they have a new one, a fresh one, and it's good that it's made in the U.S. A little American right there. And last up, guys, 2021 Nissan Maxima 40th Anniversary Edition gets retro gauges, red interior. Now the gauges look pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I'll just kind of cycle through the pictures and talk to you guys. You know, nice red interior. I actually like the interior of the Maxima for the most part. There's a lot of hard touch plastic in areas, but they're also putting, this is based off the Platinum package, but they're also putting heated rear seats in this, which is typically only on the Platinum Reserve package. But you see some USBs back there for charging, pano sunroof, cool badging, blacked out in the back with the 40th anniversary badge. I mean, it's definitely a looker. Black wheels. And I've always kind of liked, in a sense, the newest Maxima styling. It's pretty crazy, but I can never stop looking at it when I see one in public, which is pretty rare. But when I see one, I'm like, shit, what's that? I'm like, oh yeah, that's the Maxima. I'm like, that's cool. So it's definitely a head-turning vehicle, in my opinion. I mean, I even like the freaking exhaust tips on it. So the problem is, guys, is the price of this thing. So they're expecting it to be around $45,000, which is right around where the top of the line Maxima sell for. I just forget how expensive they are. And guys, for $45,000, you can get like a Lexus ES F Sport with a V6, just like this does, same amount of power, but it actually has an 8-speed automatic instead of a CVT. CVT kills it for me. And maybe I'm just lame or too enthusiast-ish, I don't know, but CVT in the Maxima is that car's Achilles heel, as well as a lot of Nissan products Achilles heel. So would you guys be spending 45 grand on a special edition Maxima if it looks really cool, or would you rather just buy an ES F Sport with an 8-speed auto and, you know, Lexus service, etc.? I know where I would be going. Sign me up for Lexus. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. A lot of news today, exciting products coming out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Like I said, that Mazda 6 video will be coming probably in the next few days, and I'm pretty close. I just got a couple more things to film, and I'm gonna slap it together for you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you so much. My next review car is gonna be a Toyota CHR, and then after that, an Acura RDX, and after that, Sonata, which I talked about today, so I can harp on its styling in a review for you. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Peace out.